see? What exciting adventures will we choose?
Hi again,
Hello everyone,
it's Darren and Susan.
from Retiredtimetocruise.
I got to do something really exciting yesterday that was brand new to me.
Tell us all about it, Susan, because I just got to sit on a rock.
As we posted before, I really like to snorkel and scuba dive. And up until now, I've only done it by myself and just swimming. But yesterday, I tried something new.
Yes, Susan bought camera bags to put your phone in and go under the water so she could do some underwater photography. Now, considering this is her first attempt, I think it turned out fantastic.
We hope you enjoy seeing a little bit of what I get to see while I'm snorkeling. And if you like this, I might keep on posting these kind of videos in the future. Here's the phone case that I was talking about, the waterproof phone case. I got a set of these from Amazon, and there's my spare phone to use as a camera. The phone case has little plastic closures. You need to line them up very specifically because they are just plastic, so they are a little bit delicate. You click them in and cam them over, and it is now waterproof. Open them up, hold the case open, and slide the camera right in. You can see that the phone fits easily within this case, and it is easy to close. There it is. Now I'll just turn the phone on. Pay attention, the screen lights up, and now I slide up to enter the code. Ooh, it's a secret code though, so you can't see what it is. There you go, hit enter, and voila! We have an active screen. Hit the camera button for taking pictures or video, and you can see me right through the camera. So that's how those waterproof phone cases work. They're supposed to be good for up to 10 feet, and honestly, it did keep the camera bone dry. I was really happy with it. So here I'll just take the phone out. You can see it's very easy to move in and out of the case. Camera, case. Well, now you see what the little waterproof camera bag looks like.
And you can see all of the buttons on the camera function through the bag.
Well, at least they function through the bag outside of water. That was a learning experience for me because I wanted to take pictures, and it doesn't take pictures underwater. None of the buttons responded when I was underwater. So I found I had to actually start the video and keep it going the whole time.
Which I guess is okay, because you can always take stills off of your video.
That's right. Now, another shortcoming of using our moto camera in this waterproof bag is we discovered on our last cruise, when we had to use it as an emergency backup camera, where it takes video isn't where you think it takes video.
Yeah, something is wrong with that cell phone between the aiming of the where you're looking to take the video on the screen and what the camera actually sees.
Darren was blaming me for aiming the camera wrong, and I said, no, the camera does it itself. So then he took the camera, and we sat across from friends, and he took a video. What happened?
Same thing. I got no heads and only bodies, so it definitely doesn't look, you don't see what you think you're seeing when you're taking the video. Now, it is our backup cell phone in case one of our main phones or both of our main phones do break.
And I'm glad we had it again this time. Please enjoy the video. I think that it's a really good start. Now you can see I had to start that camera outside of the water and put it in the water. And there's fish. There's all kinds of fish, but they're not in very good focus in this picture. I was just thrilled to see all the fish and swim with it. I was holding the camera in both hands at this point and just swimming along by kicking my feet. And you can see that the focus is not very good. It does improve at times, but it's not steady throughout. From this beach, there was quite a steep drop off, and then you got into where there was a set of rocky formations not too far off the beach. You can always expect to find fish around the rocks or outcroppings. They don't tend to hang around where it's just a sandy bottom. But in this case, it's not coral that you're seeing, it is rocks, and the fish are hanging around close to the rocks. Most of the fish on this rock reef weren't all that colorful, and they weren't very big. Most of them would have been like 1 to 3 inches long, but there were lots of them. And now I'm trying to show you there were needlefish, and needlefish are right at the surface of the water, but you can't really tell. I've shifted my hold to be just one hand, and I was seeing something strange, so I was worried and had the camera out of the water, and I did keep it half in and half out as I was returning to the shore to give Darren a look to see what we actually got on this very first try. I was concerned that it may have gotten a little bit wet, and that's why I was seeing buttons, but I'll tell you what the problem was in a couple of minutes. Here I am coming out, and you can see the steep incline on the sand, and we are out, and I'm making my way to Darren on the shore. So this is now the second video. I started it out. We decided to try and take most of the air out of that camera case so that it was less likely to distort the focus. You can see that the focus is quite a bit better. I'm holding the camera just with one hand instead of two hands, and I discovered that the issue on my first video was because when I was holding it with one hand, I was actually pressing the on-off button, and the phone thought that I wanted to turn it off. So I figured that out, and now I'm still holding it with one hand, but not on the power button. You can see that the focus is a lot better. You can easily see the ripples in the sand, and we've got a lot more depth of focus. And I would say that the whole view is pretty much in focus. Now, when I'm snorkeling, I can see a lot more range around me because, of course, I can turn my head and neck, and I can see better out of my face mask. And as we explained, this camera doesn't really look where you look, so it's kind of a bit of hit and miss of whether you capture what you're seeing. This is a bit of the sandy bottom. Where it was sandy, it had really distinct ripples. Oh, you get to see a little bit of what we call swell. It had been really windy the day before, and there were quite big waves here today, not enough to deter any of us intrepid snorkelers. But when there's waves like that, the back and forth motion is called swell. So there was some swell happening, and you can see I'm not sure if those are plants attached to the rock or some kind of soft anemone attached to the rocks. Anyways, everything is moving with the swell. The lines in the sand actually seem to run parallel to the beach, and that's kind of good to know because I tend to get really disoriented when I'm swimming, and I might be swimming straight out to sea and not realize it, but it does help to know that the lines in the sand are parallel to the beach. So you pretty much always run parallel to the beach if you're running with the lines in the sand. Now those fish that you're seeing right now, honestly, they were as pink as they're showing in this video. They were together. Some of them were more of a gray color and some of them more pink colored, but they were really attractive. I was very pleased to get at least a few colorful fish. There were also a few bright green ones that were occasionally in the rocks, and then some black ones that almost remind me of a checkerboard. And again, they were just few and far between and on the bottom. I probably got just a quick glimpse of them with the camera, but of course, because I couldn't focus it on, I couldn't give you a really good picture of what I was seeing. So this is a little bit deeper now that we're looking more on some of the deeper, more rugged rocks. When I'm snorkeling, sometimes you can see crevices and shelves, and often if you're able to dive down a little bit, I'm not a very good free diver, but our son Daniel is, and if you can get down and look under those shelves, lots of times there's crustaceans or other special fish that stick specifically under those shelves. I didn't get a chance to show you those though. I just continued to swim my way along and look for interesting things. Most of what I saw on this trip was just the rock formations, little bit of plants, few fish. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of the bigger fish in the video, and I didn't see anything like eels or flounders or too much of things like that. Darren mentioned that there were no octopuses, and that is true. I have found octopus are really hard to get a picture of, well, even a glimpse of when you're snorkeling or scuba diving. There weren't even starfish this time. I do feel a little bit bad I wasn't able to get a good picture of the needlefish, because there were times when there were lots of those, but they're always right close to the surface and they're almost transparent. So I guess you just have to live with what you get. I hope you're appreciating the different depths that I'm showing you, and that you actually do get to see so many different things, fish being some of them. I also managed to see a few other snorkelers, but it doesn't look like they were captured in this video at all, because of course the camera doesn't look where I'm looking. Lots of tiny fish, lots of them were white with a black dot close to their tail. Not sure what I'm finding here. I think at this point I've decided, oh, there I am. Hi, that's my best at a selfie. I'm coming out to let Darren do an assessment of this video.
Well, I sure hope you enjoyed Susan's footage of Under the Sea.
I do too. There were fish, and there were rocks, and there were things. And maybe that gives you some idea of why I enjoy snorkeling so much.
Thanks a lot for watching. We really appreciate your views. Subscribe, like, comment, do all the things you're supposed to do with the videos.
Darren really likes to say that. I don't like to say that, but please do anyways. Thanks for watching.
Yep. Bye for now.
Bye now.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose? We'll make new friends and make some plans. We'll post videos as we visit new lands. We love you to join us as we sail